Hey everybody, welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
So we just covered Dark Knight's Metal a little while ago. Number one, it did very well. So, you know, trend chasing. Number two, this spins right out of it, and it is a thing people asked for. It's an original graphic novel / miniseries featuring the Batman Who Laughs, which is not the same thing as the one-shot origin issue that tells you where the Batman Who Laughs comes from and what his origins are and all that crap.
Well, that's what I want to know, though.
Well, here it is. Joker crosses the line, so Batman kills him, and then it turns out that the Joker has like a toxin attached to his heart. It's kind of like that plot point in the movie Spawn, when Martin Sheen has like that dead man switch on his heartbeat.
And it would set off like nukes or a bioweapon?
A bioweapon that would kill everybody if he died.
Or in like Batman 89, when the Joker dies and
he
then
has
he has
that
the
laugh
little
box?
laugh box.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, only the laugh box kills you.
Only it does something.
The laugh box turns you into another Joker. The idea
Right.
here being that like the Joker, if he were ever killed, would
infect whoever killed him.
and make another Joker. The Joker can never die because whoever kills the Joker would then replace
the Joker.
that Joker. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're crazy, but that doesn't make you the Joker.
I hate that plot point, and I think it sucks, but if you're doing it really superficially and you're not doing like a mini-series about that character, and he's just supposed to look scary and be in your event about how like comics are cool and it doesn't matter, but also pay heavy attention to continuity, then whatever, who cares, right? It's like, well, Batman crossed the line and killed the Joker and he became the Joker.
Yeah, it's just a fun alternate reality.
Yes. Plus, like, everybody loves the duality of the Batman and the Joker.
Right.
So let's see what happens if Batman like became the Joker. So the origin there is like Joker went too far, and I don't know what the hell that even means.
Yeah,
I mean, like I read
'cause
the
he
issue,
always does.
like, but he went so far, the continuity couldn't fix it, and so literally like,
Right.
and he killed Gordon, and so Batman killed the Joker. Then he became the Joker, and because it's like the fanatical, analytical mind of Batman plus
Right.
the madness of the Joker, it became the most destructive force the multiverse ever seen.
Where did he find 3 Robins?
Damian became one of his twisted Robins, and then like they got other kids.
Are you telling me he converted his son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's his son, Sal.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't kill him like he killed everybody else.
That is a bond.
No.
You can't break that.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
He's got to preserve
That's-
it by making him a Joker,
That's
too.
why he did that. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're absolutely right. And yes, he did that. No, he murdered Dick and Tim and Jason and Barbara. Like, no, he killed Superman and made Superman and his son rip Lois apart with their Superman powers. Like, he is a straight up asshole, but Damian gets a pass because he's his blood. Like always. The Batman Who Laughs origin, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, I almost wish they didn't do a tie. I remember how fast that tie-in came out, and I was like,
Right.
who cares?
Yeah. No, just, he's a cool drawing. Just do a cool thing with him if you
Yeah.
Like I
want,
saw the
but
story, I'm good.
Right? You don't need it.
Let me make something up.
Yeah. So they did this spin-off, Batman Who Laughs, because the idea here being that, like, you know, in Dark Knight's Metal, Batman Who Laughs just kind of fucks off
Yeah.
at the end.
Well, they
Yeah.
defeat, whatever his name is.
Barbatos.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's,
Or, like
have
4
a-
people in the comments, Barbatos.
Barbatos?
like the island.
Okay.
Yes. But doesn't matter.
Yeah, so they defeat Barbatos.
Yeah. And then
I'm going to call him that from now on.
why
I'm gonna
not?
call him
That's it.
Barbados. We're not gonna settle on.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, and they like chain him back to the spire or whatever it is in his dimension. They chain
Yeah.
him to the forge.
Yes.
And then all the other Batmen just kind of
Just leave.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. I can see the winds changing. So they leave, and then Lex Luthor captures the Batman Who Laughs and then puts him in a special prison and then uses him for his nefarious purposes, and then he gets out, and then this happens.
Of course he gets out. He's Batman and the Joker.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor's a chump
Yep.
in his saga written by Scott Snyder. So the Batman Who Laughs miniseries is written by Scott Snyder with art by Jock. It's weird. Snyder's in this weird place in 2019 where he's like ending everything, but also nothing ends. So it's like I'm doing the culmination of all of my work from 2011 all the way up to now in this story. And he said that for 3 stories. And it's like, and each story doesn't end.
Right.
And just goes off into the next story. He's going to pay off Black Mirror. He's going to pay off everything he's been building towards since Batman 2011 New 52.
Thank God. So he's going to bring back like Tiger Shark and that guy with the robot legs.
No, not those people. Thank freaking God. No, it's just the stuff, just the thematic elements that he brought up in those stories.
Was he always gonna pay those off?
No. So yeah, Bruce Wayne is recollecting his happiest memory, which is when he was like a little boy playing with his parents.
And Alfred gets to watch.
He participates too.
No, he's just back there watching them.
Just reveling in their joy. That's what this looks like. I will say, I think Alfred's participating because the Waynes, I think, were a better boss than Bruce is for Alfred.
That was when he was happy.
They had less ridiculous expectations of Alfred.
Right.
Like making him into like a surgeon or like a hacker or or any other number of
amazing
amazing things that
the house had laughter and joy.
Right. And probably food in it. And like, certain wings actually were on, he just didn't shut them off and go, no one's going in there anymore. And all I can remember is the laughter. Laughter's a big theme in this. And, or is it a theme if you just constantly reference it but not actually make it thematically relevant? So, anyway,
did he laugh like a madman? Like, I couldn't break through!
Yeah. They had to sedate me. I was so happy. And then we cut to now, and like, there's some thieves. They're stealing old houses. It's just...
They're stealing houses?
Yeah, it's needlessly complicated. Like,
the
idea here is that, like, there's some thieves that are stealing shit by pretending that they're moving houses from one area in Gotham out of Gotham, but really there's, like, hidden compartments in the flatbed.
Oh, it's flood protection.
I mean...
You're in a flood zone. We gotta get you out of here.
You're the service.
I mean, they do talk about insurance in this conversation where they're ferrying out, because the idea here is that Batman finds out that they're essentially taking bodies out of Gotham who were meant to be buried in Potter's Field, but they're not going to go there now because they're being funneled out of Gotham, and Batman has a real problem with this because these are people that Batman failed to save but deserve to be interred in the city that they came from.
Okay.
Potter's Field, of course, is an area on the shoreline that was like a beautiful location that they designated as a place to bury like the poorest in Gotham because like they didn't have anything in life. They deserve a good place in death. So
okay, you're just gonna eventually be eroded away. You're gonna go into the ocean.
So at the end of this, the idea here is the Batman eventually busts through one of the buildings that is being like driven on the highway,
right?
And he finds there's really only one body that's being transported, and it's the body of Bruce Wayne. And Batman's like, but I'm Bruce Wayne. What the hell's going on here? But I literally just dealt with like a multiversal threat that involves multiple Batmen, so we all know where this is going. But within the conversation, by the way, Alfred makes a comment about how there should be Batman insurance policies for all the ruckus you kick up.
Wow.
And Batman says, there are. You should look it up. And then Alfred says, I'm not going to look up a joke you just told. And Batman's like, no, you need to look up the license plate I told you to look up like 10 minutes ago. And Alfred's like, oh, sorry. And then like in the middle of their other conversation.
What kind of bit is this?
Yeah. That's Snyder's humor for Batman. They have these little bits of business throughout his run. Take him or leave him. Like, because here's the thing. If you want to enjoy Snyder's run, you better be on board for these little quips.
Well, I'm on board for these quips.
By the way, the insurance policies are called Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
When this book was coming out, I remember Snyder on Twitter was like, you guys are going to love the joke in the first 3 pages of the story. And I read it and I'm like, it's been 8 years you've been working on Batman. I like this one. Because every other one is like, well, what happens if justice isn't enough? Well, we'll just justice harder. I'm here to rock! That's a quote.
And other shit.
I'm here to rock.
Dark
but
Knight
Dark Knight
Returns,
Returns?
That's actually clever.
Ah!
All right. I didn't see it coming.
You got a slow
you,
golf
Scott.
clap from that.
Good job.
So Batman's gonna grab the body of Bruce Wayne.
Himself,
He goes to the morgue. Batman knocks out the coroner and then impersonates him so that he can give the autopsy. But he really isn't a coroner, so he is transmitting all this information to Alfred, who's also helping him. But Alfred is like, that's you. and you're my boy, and I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Because I'm Alfred, because Batman's a street-level character, and this Dark Knight's Metal thing is a real mindfuck for me.
Yeah.
Like, so I really, really just wanted to get back to, like, simple, basic storytelling. but never mind that. So Batman identifies that, like, he's definitely him because he has all these scars from the beginning of his career.
Okay.
But he doesn't have recent scars from the last part of his career. And he's like, I'm guessing that the last scar he got was from Bane when he broke my back. And after that, he quit. Because there's no more scars.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, so this is a Batman who, after getting his back shattered by Bane, figured out a different solution to the Batman problem.
Yeah, it's Azrael.
They don't mention Azrael.
Maybe it's a universe where Azrael just wasn't a crazy asshole.
Right, maybe, yeah. I mean, like, the fact is we don't get to find out.
Oh.
It's just that it's a multiversal Batman who stopped being Batman and still served Gotham in some other way. Then Batman breaks into Arkham Asylum, and he shows up, and a couple of guards are like, oh, hey, Batman, what's going on? And then he kills them.
Yeah, he like brutally murders them.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not Batman.
Another guy's like, what are you doing, Batman? And he's like, ah. And then he whips out a gun, and the guy's like, Batman doesn't use guns. And he's like, this one does.
Blam. Okay.
Okay, seeing Batman decked out in an arsenal is cool.
Right. This is...
It's a cool image.
Yes.
It does not work with the actual Batman.
No.
Don't ever make Batman actually do that.
Behold the Grim Knight. One of the alternate Batmen who would have made up the Pantheon from Dark Knight's Metal, but they didn't invent him fast enough.
Uh-huh.
So here's another one.
Okay.
The Grim Knight is yet another alternate reality Batman.
It's
Bruce
just
Wayne.
Punisher Batman.
It's Punisher Batman.
Oh.
I mean, not. It would have been easy for them to just literally do Punisher's origin but make it Batman. This is... He has his own backstory. And his own tie-in. So...
What? This Batman?
Yeah, Grim Knight. Who's Grim Knight? What's his origin?
But he's not one of the...
No, but who cares? We already did those. We did those tie-ins too.
Yeah.
During Dark Knight's Metal.
This is just another idea.
So Grim Knight kills these guards. Mr. Freeze is there, and he's like, what are you doing, Batman? And then Batman sets him on fire.
Ah. Ironically, I set him on fire.
By the way, he doesn't die,
Oh.
Mr. Freeze, because then that would screw up continuity. So no, instead he's just horribly burned, and then he gets 100% better later.
Wait,
But-
so this is in our
like-
reality?
Yes, we think, oh no, it's in another reality because he just burned Mr. Freeze
Yeah,
to
it's
death.
clearly a different Batman.
Nope.
No,
This is a Batman from another reality
who came
in our
into
reality.
our reality.
Yes,
I
the whole
see.
story, for the most part, takes place on Earth Prime,
Okay.
Earth Zero. So the Grim Knight goes to Joker's cell, and Joker's like, hey, what's going on, man? Let me guess. You're here to kill me.
Right.
And Grim Knight says, I'm not. He is. And the Batman Who Laughs appears. And Joker's like, oh, shit. Takes like a hatchet or an axe of some kind, and he embeds it in the Joker's head and kills the Joker.
Wow.
This is where you're like, oh, that definitely took place in another reality. It does not. The idea is that the Joker caught wind of the Batman Who Laughs machinations and subbed himself out with a
Right,
double.
for some poor schmuck, yeah. All right.
So Batman clues Gordon in on what's going on. Gordon's like, oh, Christ, more of this shit from Dark Knight's Metal, really? And Batman's like, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So Gordon and Batman...
You know this doesn't end well for me.
It's true. So, but Batman reveals the whole thing about the Joker, that Joker has like a list of people in his employ who facilitate his ends or are doubles for him or whatever. He's got a whole network of people.
Okay. When Batman Who Laughs is like killing them all one by
No,
one?
no. He puts together the list of all the people that are in the Joker's employ and finds out that like all of the names that of people that Joker used are words for laughter, but also have an extra letter in their name. And so he puts all the letters together and he spells out a clue that says that Joker wants to meet with him in the place that makes him the happiest. And Batman's like, oh shit, that's my cave. Because, hey, remember in that Batman story that Scott Snyder wrote that was a flashback that retconned that like during Batman's first adventures, the Joker may have defied all physical odds to ride the Batboat and sneak into the Batcave through the grotto and know who Batman was pretty much since the beginning? Well, he's paying that off right now because that was always in question. Batman's like, there's no way that Joker did that. And the Bat family was like, yes, there is, because he's Joker and he's impossible. And you were kind of left to wonder if that was true.
Right.
Well, Batman goes to the grotto and he's like, Alfred, empty it. And when they do, Joker's just in the water and he's like, hello!
What?
I've always known! He doesn't say that, nor is there any like grand confrontation where he's like, I've known you're Bruce Wayne, because Alfred's there.
Yeah.
Because Joker broke into Batman's house back during Death of the Family and chopped off Alfred's hand. So, like, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
And there's a history between these two characters.
Yes.
Alfred also hates Joker, and that's really apparent in the story because, not just because Joker took his hand, but also because, like, Joker is essentially... Outside of Joe Chill, Joker's the source of all of Batman's misery. He killed Jason Todd, he dogs Batman to the ends of the earth, he pushes Batman farther than he ever has, he's the reason the Batman Who Laughs exists, and he's, of course, Batman's greatest nemesis of all freaking time now.
Right.
So, like, Alfred has a real issue with Joker.
Yeah,
Sure.
as he should.
And I love that. I love that Alfred's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. Particularly this guy.
Yeah, this one in particular.
Just kill him.
Right, it's fine. Well, Alfred knows Batman won't.
Yeah.
And he would never forgive himself.
And that's why Alfred breaks out the elephant gun.
That's why Alfred would break out the elephant gun.
Like
But
Joker's like there in the water.
he's
like,
already-
oh, hi, Bats.
Bam!
I was like, so Joker's like, hey, Batman Who Laughs is here. You can't stop him. And Batman's like, I know, we got to work together. And Joker's like, no, we don't. And he takes this gun out.
Yeah.
And he points it at Batman. Batman's like, what are you doing, man?
What?
So Joker fires the gun, and it backfires and hits him in the chest and pierces his heart. And Batman goes to grab the Joker, and the toxin within Joker's heart is released, infecting Batman, essentially creating another Batman Who Laughs. Because Joker's justification is, you'll never be able to outthink him unless you become him.
And I had to use a trick gun to do it?
Oh, it's a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke.
So Batman then descends into maniacal laughter because now he is infected. So now we got two Batman Who Laughs running around.
I don't want to.
Don't
Wait.
worry, it wouldn't just be two Batman Who Laughs.
Right.
There's a whole thing.
There's a
going
whole
on.
thing. So the real Joker
The real Joker
actually did that
actually
same thing?
did that. Yes.
Oh.
Batman forces Alfred to perform open heart surgery and save the Joker. And Alfred's like doing it because he's his faithful servant.
Yeah.
But he's also like, what if we cut off oxygen to his brain and just made him brain dead? He'd still be alive. And
You would still feel not guilty
Yeah.
for
Right.
him being dead, but
Batman
he would
is
be
like
a problem.
Batman is like, you are gonna save this man.
Yeah. I'm not worried about his immortal soul or whatever.
Right.
He'd be effectively dead. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's-
But Alfred's like,
Why?
Alfred is really upset. He's like, you have forced me to save the life of a person
Yeah.
that I would willingly kill myself.
Right.
Who is nothing but a source of misery for you. Like,
Yeah.
this is really messed up what you're doing here.
I can't take your orders on this because you're crazy now. I'm sorry.
no,
You're
well-
the crazy Master Wayne.
Batman is staving off this infection by plugging him into literally every form of Joker antitoxin that he owns.
Okay.
In this incredible vision of himself, just like plugged in to all this shit.
Okay. And while he's trying to stave off Jokerification,
Yes.
he's got Alfred
Saving the
the
Joker.
Joker, who deliberately killed himself.
To infect Batman. Well, so that Batman would have some semblance of Batman Who Laughs, so that he could think like the Batman Who Laughs, and
Yeah.
then defeat him.
I
If
don't
it-
understand. If the Joker kills himself, you don't have to save him. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
The only reason it makes sense, and I would give it this if they made this the plot point,
Maybe they
is
will.
if Batman can't take the fact that like that's actually the plan that
know.
would work. Like I can't let Joker
Yeah.
save the world.
Batman, well, I think the idea here is that Batman was like, we could figure it out. We don't need to be him
Right.
to do it. And Joker's like, you'll never take the steps necessary to actually do what must be done.
Okay.
So I had to move you along. That's what we've been doing forever, Batman. I've always been pushing you. His blood becomes, infected slower than it would have the first time. Because Batman was ready and he had all these different Joker antitoxins. They were in the cave when it happened.
Yeah, they were in the
They were
cave.
able to deal with it.
Sure.
Uh,
Okay.
plus, Batman also could create contingencies because he was aware of the Batman Who Laughs' existence now,
Oh, yeah.
as opposed to before when the first Batman Who Laughs is the only Batman Who Laughs.
Right.
So, another Wayne dies. This one was a businessman who was like in a nice suit, and he just fell from like seemingly a very tall building
Uh-huh.
and lands on a car.
He didn't write a note that just says like, "I'm sorry, I ended it all," and he runs out like a big window.
Are you making a Batman Forever reference?
What? No.
So Gordon's talking to Bullock, and Gordon reveals that it's not Bullock, it's Batman in a Bullock disguise.
Oh.
And he's just trying to figure out what's going on. And this Batman Bullock, he like grabs this Bruce Wayne's identity, and he's like, okay, so this guy was another happy Wayne who compromised Batman and ultimately was happy. Like another Bruce Wayne who had started out as Batman
Right.
and then at some point or another quit
Right.
and was happier as a result.
And we can't have that.
And this Bruce Wayne was at the top of a high rise that clearly doesn't exist in this reality. So when he was teleported, he just fell out of the building that he was no longer occupying.
Okay.
And so then one of the cadets goes over to Bullock, and he's like, "Man, this Batman Who Laughs is really messing around." But there's that other one. There's another Batman, you know, the Grim Knight, who's shooting people up. And we got 3 buckets going on. We got one bucket that says that the Batman Who Laughs is going to kill him. We got the other bucket that says that the Grim Knight is going to get him. And then Batman as Bullock goes like, "And what's bucket number 3? Like, why don't you fucking tell me?" And he's like grabbing him and screaming in his face.
Right.
Like, "Please, by all means, let me know. Put me down. I'm good for it." And he's like, "Holy shit, Bullock. Like, you're the one who started the bet in the first place."
No, of course I
Of
did.
course.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I just need you to remind me.
Yeah. And so it's showing you Batman slipping. He's freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm not freaking out. I'm cool as a cucumber. So the whole thing is a mystery.
Yes.
Right.
Where are these Waynes coming from?
Where are these Bruce
Why are
Waynes
they-
coming
And
from?
why?
And why?
Why is he? Why are they?
But forget about that, because there's another mystery, and then another mystery, and then another thing, and it's just like a constant concentric like building of whatever.
Right.
Because Batman Who Laughs, and it's like, I gotta tell you, like, it must be exhausting for comic book writers to have to write for geniuses, because they're not,
Yeah.
and yet they have to affect what a genius plan would be,
Right.
so that they're a step ahead of their reader.
Right.
But usually, in order to do that, they have to bend reason, logic,
Right.
or avoid some measure of actual information that would naturally come up in the story.
Right.
So I don't envy Scott Snyder and his invention of the Batman Who Laughs. So it's like,
It's a bit like writing Sherlock Holmes.
right,
Where
yeah.
you gotta,
I
like,
just have
let
to
the
leave
whole-
out one little
Yeah,
clue the
so
entire
that the
time.
audience
Exactly.
couldn't figure it out.
That's
Yeah.
most of what Batman does anyway.
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
is, yeah. There's a reason why writers do that.
There's also a reason why there's fewer Riddler stories than Joker stories.
Yeah.
So the Batman Who Laughs impersonates Bruce Wayne, you know, because he is Bruce Wayne.
Sure.
And uses his voice and, you know, fingerprints to get into Wayne Tower and access this system
Yeah.
that he's trying to get into.
Okay.
And Batman shows up and like attacks him.
Oh.
He's like, "Nope, I knew you were coming here.
Right.
I've got it. I figured it out. And you have all of my training and fighting skills up until a point. So after Dark Knight's Metal, I trained in new ones that you wouldn't know, so I could actually punch you."
Okay.
So he does, and
That's weird.
I like that. I think that's
makes
fine. But it's
sense.
just like,
I trained in
When-
a different art.
yeah.
Yeah. Because we didn't he already know them all.
Yeah. Well, they're constantly coming up with new
Yeah,
ways
that's
to
true.
punch each other.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but like, yeah, you trained in new ways, but I'm still crazy.
Right.
Well-
So you
I'm
can't
doing
predict
something you
me.
don't expect.
Yeah, that's the Deadpool Taskmaster fight, where it's like, Taskmaster can't copy Deadpool's moves because Deadpool's just so crazy.
Right.
He's
Well,
unpredictable.
he doesn't have moves. He's
Right.
just-
He's just crazy. I'm like, what?
there's no style. He's just chaos.
Exactly.
Chaos isn't a style. I don't know.
Hey, that's a good line.
Yeah.
So Batman and the Batman Who Laughs are fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Batman Who Laughs, of course, gets the upper hand and rigs the whole building to explode.
Right.
And then blows it up.
So it blows up Wayne Tower.
Wayne
Yeah,
Tower
Wayne Tower
looks
blows
like a
up.
bunch of different buildings.
Yes, that's what it is.
Hard to tell. Okay.
Batman goes back to the Batcave and he's like, "Alfred, wake him up. I gotta talk to Joker." And Alfred's like, his chest cavity is open. Like his heart is exposed. He's unconscious. He's on like every medication known to man. He's not waking up. And Batman's like, shut up, Alfred.
And he slaps
he
him.
just grabs Joker. He's like, wake up, you asshole.
Shut up with your science,
Why
Alfred.
did you? What are you doing? It's cool because it is kind of like a horror movie. Joker just whoop,
Oh.
just up, and he's like, I'm here. There's only one person who can help you now. And then we go to a kind of like grocery store where James Gordon's son, Jim Gordon Jr., is working. Jim Gordon Jr.
Oh
of
my
course,
God.
is from Batman the Black Mirror. He's a serial killer and a psychopath.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. We did that episode, I think 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But try to remember.
I vaguely remember, yeah.
I do remember it. It's a twisted book. It was good.
It was really good. Yeah, it was. And
Don't bring it back for this.
It's
No,
back.
it's back.
it's the first time I think that Snyder's used James Gordon Jr. since then.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. So Gordon goes to James, and the idea here is that James Gordon Jr. is on like a special program that involves like experimental drugs and also like a kind of like rehab program where Gordon Jr. isn't in like a prison. He goes to prison, but he also has time spent like doing things, like being
Right.
active and helping and under supervision, of course.
Right.
But he's also on these drugs that should help to, they're experimental Wayne pharmacy drugs that should help to connect the chemical imbalances in his brain. And apparently they're working.
Are they? Because the last time he was on drugs, he figured out the chemical compound,
Right.
reversed them, and made
Yes,
himself
like
crazier.
Specifically, he got around
Yes.
that.
And that's why Gordon hates the program and has and terminated it.
Oh. Okay.
But this time around, maybe it's because Junior didn't have the time to alter the drugs before the drugs had their effect on him. Because now Gordon is like, because Junior's like, they're working, and I'm just unhappy all the time because I feel remorse and guilt. And I
You also got stabbed a lot, man.
yeah, but I want to keep the program going. I know that you're here to shut down the program and take me back to jail, but I want you to know that like it is kind of working. And Gordon's like, I'm not here to shut down the program. Secretly, Gordon is shutting down the program, but
I am shutting down the program, though.
I don't believe in you, son. But he's like, I'm not here for that. And then Batman shows up, and Batman, of course, like each issue, he gets more and more toxic.
Right.
So he's like, we don't have time for this.
Damn it, for the side plot.
He's like, okay, I'm glad to hear that it's working, but I need it to not because, like, you're a psychopath, and I need your psychopathic brain to tell me what the Batman Glass is going to do next.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut apart your head, and I'm going to stick your brain on top of my brain. That's what Joker would do, right? It's hilarious.
He's literally just like, so what would he do? Like, what does a psychopath do? Like, you had plans within plans. When you were like a little boy, you had notebooks full of plans. You're a psychopathic genius. The Joker himself said that he was proud of you. And Junior, would have, I guess, been like, cool, but instead he's like, oh.
Batman, you are also a psychopath.
Yeah.
I understand, like, the going too far part. That's why you get James Gordon Jr.
Yes. Gordon Jr. has thought about ways to kill the city 1,000 times over. So let's see if maybe some of your plans intersected with the Batman Who Laughs plans, because the whole thing is that like Batman Who Laughs wanted Batman to see this like map of the city from like the 18th century. And he's like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, oh crap, it's not about me necessarily, it's about Gotham. It's always about Gotham.
It's always better.
Oh, of course.
But
So, James Gordon Jr.,
yes,
since I have to specify who we're talking about.
Junior would be fine.
Junior, what part of your crazy Machiavellian plan has versions of me from other realities falling into Gotham?
Right.
Where does this
That's Plan
intersect?
578. That's
Yeah, don't you have my notebooks? Aren't they in the police impound? No, they're all gone. They were stolen. Gordon Jr. is essentially like, I don't know if I can think like him. You got me all these drugs.
I'm taking your drugs.
You should probably take me off the drugs.
No, he is not like that.
No, he doesn't want to go off.
He doesn't want to go off the drugs.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm finally getting better, and you want me to go back? Like,
That's
fuck
pretty
you
messed up,
guys.
man. Come on.
He's actually more cool with it than like a character in a movie would be. You know, where they'd be like, no, what? Make up your mind. Like, no, he's just kind of like,
Aw.
he's just kind of broken.
Yeah.
Like, he's just absently, scanning things with his price gun.
Right.
And Gordon's like, for God's sakes, James, turn off the price gun. He's like, it is off. And there's like this dot. And they're like, oh shit! And it's Grim Knight, and he's gonna assassinate James Gordon Jr. So they move it out of the way, and Batman fights the Grim Knight.
Okay. They have a cool fight.
They do have a cool fight. Grim Knight's there, he's got his gun, and Batman's got his grapple gun. And Grim Knight's like, I thought you didn't use guns. Just because I don't use guns doesn't mean I don't know how they work. I'm one of the 10 best shots in this reality. And Grim Knight says, wow, one of the 10 best. Everybody's a winner in this reality. And then Batman fires his grapple gun, misses the Grim Knight, and Knight's like, well done. And it hits a elevated train, and then...
Did he hear it coming?
He did hear it coming because he knows the sound of an elevated train. He must have ears like an eagle.
He has ears like a bat.
Yeah, it's like a bat.
So then Grim Knight notices, of course, that the grapple is attached to his foot, and he is just yanked by the train away.
All right, that's cool.
And
you missed. Did I?
Did I? It's one of those you missed moments. I'll take it.
Right.
I love those moments. I'm a sucker for those moments every time.
Yeah.
So then Gordon Jr. and Batman are flanked by vans.
Oh.
And it's just people who are facilitating Grim Knight and Batman Lab's plans. Grim Knight shows back up.
Yeah, he got off the train.
He got off the train. He's like, hey, that did not work.
All I did was like cut the cord.
Yeah. And
I'm Batman.
overhead, there's a commercial airliner. And Grim Knight says, give me Gordon right now, or I will set off the explosives that are on that plane and kill all 78 passengers on board.
What?
Yep.
He foresaw that he would, at this exact point in time where the plane's flying overhead, need leverage over Batman. And let me just find, okay, that's going to be the 311 out of Atlanta. So, okay, yeah, this one.
Yep.
No,
Gordon's
he says
like,
no.
Well, Gordon's like, you can't have my son.
Oh.
And Batman's like, he doesn't want your son, Jim. And then so Grim Knight takes Gordon and goes off.
And then he blows up the plane anyway, right?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, why wouldn't he?
Because who cares? Like, who needs that?
What is the Grim Batman? Is he
What's his origin? What's
fully
his deal?
in with...
He's 100% in with the Batman Who Laughs. The idea here is that, like, the Grim Knight has his own very selfish motivations, and they line up with the Batman Who Laughs. I think the idea here is that the Batman Who Laughs' favorite Batman besides himself is the Grim Knight. It's like, I love this guy.
Right.
He's crazy. Yeah, he's got guns and shit. He's such a jackass.
Look at him, he's so 90s.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got lots of pouches.
He does have a lot of pouches.
Yeah.
But he needs them.
They're
for him.
filled with stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Batman Who Laughs meets up with the Penguin at the Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah.
And essentially is like, you know, Oswald, everybody thinks that, like, the last villain for Batman, the one who, like, makes it last, is the Riddler or the Joker. But it's you, because you're smart, and you play it safe, and you have all this, like, insulation and money and stuff. And, you know, in some realities, you kill Batman. In other realities, he beats you. And in one reality, he realizes he can't beat you conventionally, so he basically becomes you. He becomes a competitor for you.
Oh.
And
Like
then,
crime-wise?
yeah. Like, he creates, like, a counter to all of Oswald's, you know,
Yeah.
gambling and whatnot.
Like an alternative criminal empire.
Right.
Right.
And then that Bruce Wayne blips into their area.
Oh.
And he's like, what the hell's going on here? And then Batman Who Laughs smashes his face in and kills him on his spiky Cenobite visor.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't bite his nose off?
He does not. He could have been a killer Batman Returns reference.
Yeah. He tells him to look into Matches Malone, too.
He does. Well, because
Isn't Matches...
Because there was some part,
the
this
whole
is
thing-
part of a plan.
No, it's just Batman is fucking over Bruce Wayne a little bit. Earlier in the scene, Penguin is like, hey, these dice that are part of our craps table, they're supposed to be weighted a certain way, but this one almost always is random. Like, all of our die are random, and they shouldn't be. And Batman Laughs is like, you should look into one of your employees. His name's Matches Malone.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, like, I love that. The
Yeah, but Batman's got no time for that now.
the Batman as Matches Malone, like, moonlights as an employee of the Penguins and
Yeah.
like de-illegitimizes or re-legitimizes Penguins operations.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. By the way, it does not come back in. It's not like Penguin is like, ah ha ha.
I'm gonna kill
I'll
Maximus
kill Maximus
Malone.
Malone. It's just a fun little moment.
Yeah.
So underneath Gotham
So-
City,
So the Batman Who Laughs mentioned a Wayne,
another Bruce Wayne.
another Bruce
And
Wayne,
then
And then he showed
it
up.
popped into
he
his
appears.
reality.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So Batman Who Laughs obviously can
controlling it in
teleport
some way.
other Bruce Waynes.
like by thinking of them, is it on purpose?
It is on purpose, and it's just that like Gotham has a lot of dark metal, and the dark metals that are used throughout the city are those areas that Batman Who Laughs is, and those Waynes appear. So Batman Who Laughs can like tap into that metal and use it to make them appear from their reality into this reality. So like the Iceberg Lounge and like Arkham Asylum. There'll be other locations as well. Wayne Tower.
Yeah.
Who knew that
key,
there was-
key locations in Batman mythos?
Yes. Also happen to use
Have dark metal.
Dark metal. Well, obviously because Barbatos probably willed it so.
Right.
In the first century. So Batman and Junior are under Gotham, and they're at the water supply, and and Batman's like, okay, so obviously, he wants to screw over Gotham. This is one way to do it. There's like these waterways. What's he gonna do?
He's gonna poison the reservoir? Yeah, he always poisons the reservoir.
Joker always poisons the reservoir. Batman doesn't poison the reservoir. So anyway, so Junior's helping him out, and Batman's like, "Oh, you gotta tell me which pipe we gotta use." Ah, he's like punching pipes, and
Jesus.
Junior's like, "Don't punch the pipes. They're old pipes. It'll screw things up."
You're gonna cause a main leak, and it's gonna be real bad for people.
So Alfred calls on the intercom, and he's like, "Oh, Buster Bruce, I'm so sorry. Like he shouldn't have gotten up, but he did, and he trashed all our stuff. Like Joker got up, and right before he left, he kept saying, 'You're breaking my heart,' and of course, like." His heart is literally on the outside of his chest, so
Right.
it's, but whatever. So Joker's gone.
Okay, and now he's even more fucked up than ever. He's got
but
his
it's-
heart out of his body.
Yeah, remember
Or
that
so-
time he cut off his face? Well, now he's got his heart out of his chest.
What are you talking about? This is Bleeding Heart Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does put the heart back in his chest. Like,
Okay.
he fixes it.
He fixes it.
He would get a horrible infection.
No, he wouldn't,
No,
because he's
he
the
would
Joker.
take some medication.
He's
that
al-
would,
yeah, he's
like,
already on
allow him
Joker
to have the
toxin.
Yeah,
heart
Joker toxin
out
probably
and-
kills off any other infection.
He had no face.
Yeah. So clearly he
immune
can beat
to disease.
infections. Yeah.
He had no
He's
face.
on some pretty serious antibiotics. He's on like 8 antibiotics.
He's on some pretty serious antibiotics. There are 8 of them. Not 100.
What? 8 is a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
No, no,
antibiotics.
I'll grant you that. But we're talking about like a amplified comic book universe where it's like, but 8.
You took 8 antibiotics
Oh,
at the same time?
Not a good idea.
You're going to screw up your gut flora. They're going to be obliterated.
Oh yeah, unless you're taking a probiotic with
Your,
those.
your microbiome's just going to be shot. He's not going to be comfortable.
Yeah, good luck pooping for the next week.
Well, his heart is on the outside of his chest, so he may have more pressing concerns.
Okay, let's keep going.
So, due to what Joker said about how you're breaking my heart, Batman returns to the cave, and he spends like a bunch of time like in the workshop. And Alfred comes downstairs and he's like, "Master Bruce, what are you doing?" Batman builds out of remaining dark metal the visor that the Batman Who Laughs wears,
Oh no.
and he puts it on. And Alfred is like, "Oh Christ!"
Puts it on. He's like, how does he see out of this thing?
Yeah, well, and so that explains how he sees.
Because it's
through
made of
that thing.
dark metal?
It's made of dark metal, and so the visor, and Batman knows how to build it because he already did. You know what I mean? So the visor allows the Batman Who Laughs to, through the dark metal, see essentially all of the like dark multiverse overlapping itself. So he can see like all versions of everything at once. And so he knows like which Bruce Wayne to find and where he is and how to tap into that reality and get him here. And so the visor, it's physically metal and thick, but because of
Its properties.
its properties and the Batman Who Laughs physiology, he can like see through it. And basically it's like Daredevil's radar sense, but for like the dark multiverse.
I was gonna say, would Batman have to turn himself into another Batman
I
Who
would
Laughs
assume
in
that.
order to see through
I
it?
think so.
Okay.
So it's ironic that he coincidentally is a Batman Lab, so he could do this. This collection, which you can find in the description below this video, has the origin of the Grim Knight. And the origin is that Joe Chill dropped the gun after he killed the Waynes, and then Batman, Bruce Wayne, shoots Joe Chill dead with the gun, and then realizes / decides that guns are the answer. So like when the bat crashes the window, it doesn't crash all the way through, and Batman just shoots the bat with his gun and just turns all of Gotham into like a police state. And the only person who like can't be bought or reasoned with or controlled is Gordon. Also, there is no Joker in this reality because Joker was Red Hood and Grim Knight killed him long ago. So, yeah.
Okay.
The whole story, and it's actually a really solid tie-in, is the war between the Grim Knight and James Gordon.
Okay.
And that eventually Gordon...
He just doesn't shoot him?
Well, no, he wants to humiliate him. So Gordon eventually like puts together, thanks to Alfred, because Alfred like abandons Bruce Wayne in a really cool scene. But thanks to Alfred turning over state's evidence and Gordon's police work, he finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman and he's controlling all of Gotham. And so Gordon and the feds essentially go to Batman's house and arrest him. And when Batman doesn't go quietly, Gordon just beats the shit out of him.
Whoa.
Because Batman only relies on guns, so he's not as skilled a fighter. And so Grim Knight is so embarrassed and resentful of James Gordon that when he comes to this reality, he's like, I'm going to humiliate, hunt down, and kill the real James Gordon. That's why he wanted Gordon in the first place.
I see.
And the whole like kidnapping of Gordon in that sequence was just cashing in the chips for using the Grim Knight.
Okay.
But
that's why the Grim Knight's working with
Batman Who Laughs.
Batman Who Laughs.
However, the Grim Knight also can't kill Gordon because Batman Who Laughs won't let him.
Right. Because he needs him or whatever.
And this is, of course, the Emperor Vader thing where, like, the Grim Knight will eventually try to betray the Batman Who Laughs.
Right.
But not in, like, a plan-ruining way, just in a, like, he wants you alive for some reason, Gordon, but I don't, and I'm going to kill you.
Right.
So when he leaves, I'm going to kill you. But I am a hunter, so I'm going to hunt you down first. I'm going to, like the dog you are.
All right, that's interesting backstory.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, all the Dark Batmen have, like, fun, interesting, cool origins.
Yeah.
Like, they're all pretty legit.
Did Snyder write that too?
He co-wrote it with Tynion IV.
Okay.
So Alfred sees Batman wearing this thing, and he's like, no. Like,
sorry, no.
I'm going to pass on you
Yeah.
physically becoming the Batman Who Laughs. No, Alfred, you understand. I gotta
need
see
the mask so I can see the alternate realities. You don't need the spikes on it. Just make a headband.
No, it's how it works.
the spikes, they're integral.
They're more like antenna.
They're like tuning forks.
Yeah. No.
They don't have to look like that.
Yep. So literally, Alfred like takes it away from him, and he's like, "Give it to me, or I'll take it from you."
Oh.
And Alfred's like, "You can try." And then he just hits Batman with it.
Whoa.
And Batman's like, "You hit me!"
Ow!
And Alfred's like, "I'm sorry. I love you.
But you gotta stop.
You gotta stop this." And then the two of them fight. Like Batman and Alfred like come to blows.
Oh.
And in Batman's subconscious, it's like, "You've never fought Alfred before. Please stop.
What are you doing?
Stop doing this." And now you're seeing through Batman's eyes, and you can see the dark impulses of Alfred.
The what?
The dark impulse, like the dark multiverse versions of Alfred, where like one Alfred's like, "I'll cripple you to stop you and save you," and the other one's like, "I'll kill you," and the other
Yeah,
one's
he's
like,
no longer wearing the band.
No, it's
This is like residue?
This is like the effect of the Joker toxin. It's like showing him like just deranged versions of people.
yes, and
That's part of what drives him crazy, I guess.
I think it's also that like with the visor, he can focus it into whatever he wants to see.
Right.
Also,
So wait a minute.
right.
The toxin that the
wait.
Joker from our reality put in Batman
Right.
makes him see crazy alternate versions of people that really exist in alternate realities,
Yes.
but they're focused with a visor.
Right.
How does that work?
Well, because
What is that toxin physically made of?
well, it's got to have some kind of dark metal in it.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, that's where we are.
All right.
You know,
That's weird.
This story is super cool unless you think about it too hard.
It's just like Dark Knight's or Metal. Yeah.
No, it is.
Okay.
Because like there's a lot of great character moments in it, and
So that is an interesting like way to depict madness,
Right.
Where it's like
you seeing like
if you saw like horrible alternate versions of like the people you love like screaming at you, and stuff,
it would drive
like,
you crazy.
You
and
would
make
go
you
crazy.
maniacal. Well, also it's not too dissimilar. It's just more of like an aggressive, fictitious version of like hearing voices, like
Yes.
actually being
Yeah.
like,
Right, but then what does the Joker do all the time? Is this what he always sees?
right?
Yeah, is that what our reality
guess.
Joker sees,
See,
or is he like,
that's
no,
why
I'm
I
not
assumed,
turning
like-
him into me. I'm turning into like a different thing.
It's got to be that he's turning him into him.
That's why I
skin
assumed
is
the
bleached and
visor
stuff.
was having some sort of like residual effect. Like he had it on, he could focus,
See-
but when he takes it off, like it's all still kind of there.
Right. Yeah. I think it's some combination thereof because
Some piece of the visor
Imprinted on him?
onto his
No.
brain.
Well, no, it's dark metal. It
No,
has
it's-
some sort of like mystical or physiological effect.
I mean,
I'll buy that.
I'll take any of it. It's Joker Toxin. It's Batman Who Laughs, like combination. It's Joker Toxin. It's the visor, but he's not wearing the visor when he sees different Alfreds.
Yeah.
It's a very small sequence.
Well, he did just get struck in
it's-
the face with it.
Maybe it's just supposed to be.
He does get struck in the face with it.
Oh,
He gets hit in the head with it, and there's blood on him. So it could be that maybe his vision gets infected by the dark metal from the visor. I don't know.
Never addressed.
Never explained. I want to go with the Joker Toxin, and it's like,
Well, is it supposed to be literal even, or is it just
Right,
supposed to be
it's
like
maybe
that's
just
what he
his
sees?
seeing, yeah, it
Like they're not actually in alternate realities.
Okay.
Maybe it's metaphorical.
I think it is both. I think it normally would be, but because
We're dealing with a story that has like
because the dark multiverse exists.
Yeah.
Those impulses also have a reality you can go to. Normally they shouldn't because those should go back into the World Forge. Those realities should not exist. The dark impulses the Joker sees, technically, maybe, theoretically,
Right.
are just nightmare visions that have no place in reality, but thanks to the World Forge going dark and the dragon not doing his job, those realities actually become physically manifested. And so the visor allows you to not only see those realities but also manipulate / go to them.
So is this story after or before Barbatos goes back to
It can't
the Forge?
be. It has to be afterwards because Lex Luthor's manipulated the Batman Who Laughs, and that takes place after Dark Knight's Metal. So it has to be afterwards. It has to be after they fixed it.
Well,
But
well,
the other thing is, there's nobody throwing the Dark Multiverse into the Forge, so maybe it's just that there's a Dark Multiverse now.
it is
Yeah,
still
maybe
there,
it's just the
though.
fact that no, we changed Barbatos to the Forge.
Yeah.
But
there's
it's
nobody
still-
killing it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still messed up.
And I think it is, because they
Yeah.
keep referring to the Earths of the Dark Multiverse that exist.
Yeah,
And so,
they're still there. They didn't get destroyed.
right. There's no crisis for the Dark Multiverse that undid them or condensed them all into one Earth.
Right. Okay.
Oh hey, he Michael Caine's it up and starts crying, and Batman snaps out of it.
Yeah. So they hug, and then Batman is like, I need this. So he puts on the visor, and he goes out, and he's seeing Gotham through new eyes. The idea here being, and the through new eyes is a theme throughout as well, because there's a token that Snyder retcons into Gotham's history that depicts an old map of Gotham City and its workings. And the idea here being that
What is it
the
like?
structure of Gotham is such that it doesn't matter. We'll get into it. But
I was gonna say, is it like this old world mythology where it's set up in
It's
this way where there are
focusing
mystical
dark
forces?
no, it's not on ley lines. I mean, it does have dark metals in its foundation,
Right.
But it's not the
But it's
multiversal
science, it's
positioning
not
of
magic.
It is science,
Yeah.
and history, which
I
is
see.
Scott Snyder's bread and butter,
Right.
But the token, the subway token, which of course it means. It has a saying on it that says "through new eyes," and so that "through new eyes" element's there because Batman is I gotta try and stave off the Batman Who Laughs. So I'll try to see Gotham / the reality through new eyes. The opening of that chapter has him trying to imagine seeing Gotham through the eyes of Dick Grayson, his first Robin, and how he loved being Robin, and he loved crime fighting and flying, and like the joy he felt in soaring. Like he's like, I like driving the Batmobile, but like Robin loved swinging over the city, and that's because he's an acrobat. And so I'm trying to see the city through those eyes. But the 3 new eyes thing also is relevant because it's like a saying that Batman uses to activate like a final solution. And so we'll get into that in a minute too. But like the 3 new eyes thing also...
Not Brother Eye.
No, and thank Christ we don't get OMAC or Brother Eye.
Because you were talking about a final solution. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
No,
that sounds bad.
No, it's... Snyder forgivably like only draws upon his own continuity.
Batman doesn't start taking people's eyes and like...
No, he's got the visor. You know, that's the new
I don't
eyes.
need to take
Okay.
people's eyes out.
Yeah, we don't need to go that far yet.
Yeah.
So Batman is driving around in the Batmobile and he's seeing Gotham and its darkest impulses, from different realities. And
There's car crashes everywhere. Dogs are just pooping on the
I
sidewalk. No
guess
one's picking them
no
up.
one's curbing their dog. So, but Batman puts it all together and he goes to the... What?
Ben's dark vision.
No one's curbing their dogs. People are using the honor boxes and taking more than a couple of papers. Okay, so here you go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Old Gotham was built in such a way that if there was ever like a great threat that hit Gotham, or if or hit the United States, you could activate the Last Laugh protocol, which severed Gotham from the grid.
Damn it.
So that it could be an autonomous state.
Right, a self-sufficient entity.
Yes, it cuts itself off. It has its own water supply and all that crap.
Okay.
And that was like in
Its own water, its own power, its own everything.
Yes, and it would also like blow the bridges and just keep it kind of like separate.
Its own fields in which to grow grain, to
I
feed the
assume,
population.
I think that.
Oh, and a population large enough to sustain itself and
massive
not like
hydroponics facilities to grow thousands of pounds.
Well, no, you got
of food
poison
for
ivy.
the population.
The Last
ivy
Laugh
works.
protocol was created in the 18th century, and then Batman took that idea and created kind of his own Last Laugh protocol.
Okay.
Like for the modern era, which I'm sure
did this
involves all
previously?
those things. He did that already. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Off panel and never before referred to. So
It also it keeps all of the weapons he would use against the Justice League.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like
no,
those are all
there-
squirreled
right,
away there.
right.
There is an armory. The reason why Batman Who Laughs attacked Wayne Tower was because Wayne Tower was the epicenter of the new Last Laugh protocol, and that like everything would run through Wayne and through Batman, and that like there's one key water supply location, and that would have like vaccines and antitoxins in there that would like help to protect Gotham from essentially a Joker level threat.
Okay.
Or a like pushed to the nth degree Joker level threat.
Sure.
So Batman realizes that's Batman Who Laughs' plan is to
Destroy the Last Laugh protocol.
is to sabotage the Last Laugh. So Batman goes to the water supply and he checks the toxin levels in the water. It's clean. He checks it again, and Joker's behind him, and he's like, "You're always so thorough, making sure." And Batman's like, "What are you doing here, Joker? Oh my God!" And Joker's
You can't
like,
be in here!
Yeah,
You're bleeding!
Yes. And Joker's like, "I'm just here to make sure you're good. I don't want anything to happen to you." And Batman's like, "Oh my God, Joker, why are you?"
I want this Batman to just grab Joker's heart,
Just
the
pull it
exposed
out of
heart,
his chest.
and just squeeze it. Don't pull it out, just squeeze it until it stops.
Right.
That's dark, but I want that to happen.
I agree, but they have this great conversation, and it's a sequence that I was like, I love this, where Batman and Joker talk about like their future. It's essentially like a Killing Joke type thing,
Okay.
where Joker says, "I know that our end comes with your death and me laughing, and I'll tell you this one thing, one time and never again. That's not really what I want. Like, I just want us to keep going. But I know one day I'm going to kill you. I'm always going to go farther than you.
Right.
But I don't want him. Like,
Right.
I realize
He's
that
worse.
him, that's not us.
Right.
That's not this. Like
I don't want to turn.
Yeah, my great plan
into
is
him.
not you becoming me. It's you and me doing this forever.
Right.
That's why I want to stop him. And Batman says, if I can't control what's in me, like, I'm gonna need you. And Joker goes, oh yeah, and I'll blow your fucking head off. And Batman says, cross your heart. And Joker, in his own blood, crosses like the chest that he closed up. And then the two of them just cackle.
Why is it that Scott Snyder seems to like just have a hard-on for Batman and Joker teaming up in his books?
Right? Well, the only time that they do is to fight the Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah.
And
they're actually teaming up
right now.
right now
In this scene.
in
But Joker is
real
not,
life continuity.
Yeah. Right.
Which I don't think has happened.
No, they did that in Dark Knight's Metal. They both teamed up to fight the Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it again.
And then they do it again. How about again in the same year? How about that? Like, well,
but there's a little more thought put into it this time.
Yeah,
because there's not 1,000 other friggin' things happening.
Literally, like, Hawkman's a giant bird monster, and he's slamming people with his anvil hammer, and and secretly in a cave over there, Batman and Joker team up to fight the Batman Who Laughs, who literally just leaves.
Right.
Yeah, like he's the big villain of the story. He's
Right.
not.
He's not.
He's not.
Well, unless he pushes the Anti-Monitor's astral brain through the brain of the regular Monitor. So anyway, so now we got our plan here. We got to stop Batman Who Laughs from stopping the Last Laugh Protocol.
Okay, but he didn't already poison the water.
The water's safe.
The water's good.
And Joker's not gonna poison the water.
Right.
Well, yeah, because he
Yes.
crossed his heart.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was just the promise to kill Batman if
Yes.
he goes too far.
That's true.
I didn't say anything about the reservoir. I'm totally going to poison that.
Yeah, but not right now.
Not right now.
Like later.
Soon.
Soon though, there'll be another story. So Batman goes to Blackgate Prison, which is also, of course, made with like dark metal or whatnot.
No.
So.
And one of the Waynes is the warden there in a different reality.
Yep.
Oh, it is.
So
Jesus.
then Batman actually winds up getting blipped into that prison,
Oh.
and the warden Bruce Wayne is like, "Hey,
Wait, our Batman goes there?
He suddenly just slides into that reality, and the warden Bruce Wayne is like, "Hey, there are no holes, there's no revolving doors. Like, I took care of this prison. You'll never get out of here." And Batman's like, "Hey, listen, you're in danger."
Yeah.
And warden Bruce Wayne is like, "I hardly." And so then the two of them blip into Batman's reality again, and now Batman's like, "Okay,
I told you.
you're
I told
screwed."
you. Yeah.
But the guard who helped Batman get in the first place is actually the Batman Who Laughs in disguise.
Nah.
And
How does he fit the helmet on over that giant
other
headpiece?
because he's not wearing the headpiece,
Oh.
and so
That's why Batman thought it wasn't him, because he's like,
he's not wearing the
spike
stupid
thing.
headgear,
It can't be him.
which I'm wearing right now. There's this like weird like plexiglass thing like drops between Harper and Bruce Wayne and Batman, and then Harper / the Batman Who Laughs murders the warden Bruce Wayne. He slashes his throat so much that his head almost comes off.
Ugh.
Batman Who Laughs lifts up his visor and reveals his face.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's cool. But when I was doing some research on the story, I couldn't believe how many people were so excited
About seeing his face?
to find out what the Batman Who Laughs looks like. And
It
I'm
looks like Bruce Wayne. It looks exactly like what our Bruce Wayne looks like right now.
It looks like Batman if he were the Joker. Like, it's... It looks like exactly what you would imagine it would look like.
Yeah.
No,
Plus,
the visor is better.
Plus, it's by Jock, so like it's not really what it looks like. It's like a crazy, awesome, but interpretive version. Like when I saw that image, he looks like the Joker, and I'm like, yeah, because like that's who Batman sees. He doesn't see himself in the face of this twisted, horrible version of himself.
Right.
He can't. Because he doesn't want to admit it to himself. So he sees the Joker, but like, no, everybody, that's just his face. And isn't it amazing? Hooray! I can't believe they paid that off. I'm like, that character only created like 6 months earlier. Like, who cares?
Yeah, it's not like, finally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, never was that a question I needed answered. Never was that a question that I thought anyone was raising in the first place. But for some reason, it was like, oh my god!
No, we finally found out who he was, but now I want to see his face.
No, they showed you who he was in a tie-in during Dark Knight's Metal. Like, we had that shit. I was like, you told the origin of him right now? You just introduced him 2 minutes ago. What if nobody gives a shit about that character? But they did, because like, while Dark Knight's Metal was coming out, people were cosplaying as the character. They didn't even know who the character was, and they were like spending hours and hours
They knew he looked awesome.
pricking their fingers
that's all
with
they care
thread
about.
and needle, like breathing in toxins from standing on foam. So Batman Who Laughs pretends to be a member of the Blackgate prison system, and he's like, "It's Batman Who Laughs. See, he's wearing the visor." And he's acting like an asshole. And they're like, "Okay,
all right."
And he's like, "No, it's cool. I know you guys." See, and earlier in the scene, like when Batman like comes into the Blackgate prison, there's a bunch of cops there, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "No, I'm Batman," and he names all of them, and he knows like where they live and stuff. You know, he's like, "Hey, you have a daughter. She has a Batman doll, and she squeezes it, and it laughs, and I hate that because I'm really Batman." And he's like, "Okay, right on." So while this is going on, you know, Batman Who Laughs is fighting real Batman, and Grim Knight's like, "Sweet, Dad's out. Let's have a rager." So he sicks the Robins on Gordon and sends him. Like, you know, he's like, "Run! I'm gonna kill you!" And
So
then
the Robins listened to Grim Batman?
These are special Robins that the Batman Who Laughs gave to Grim Knight. These are Robins that were multiversal versions of James Gordon Jr.
What?
They're new crazy Robins?
Yeah, well, you can just make them.
Oh, it's so easy.
Well, and you can kill them easily. They're just little zombie monsters.
But also the same. Oh, these are your son, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's still 3 of them.
Look what I
Right.
did.
But
Always 3 there are. Yeah, but there's not 3 of Jim Gordon's sons.
No, in different-
Batman has 3
I know.
versions of Robin. That's why there were 3.
Yes, thematically, it makes more sense than this. In fact, it should actually just be one Robin that is James Gordon Jr.
That
and
he
that's it.
converted.
That he
Yeah.
converted, and that's
Yeah.
it. In fact, it'd be even more messed up if it was like adult James Gordon Jr. and he made him wear that little costume.
Yeah.
And he's stronger than 3 little Robin.
Right. That'd be cool.
That's in the book now, I'm sorry. But like, so moving on. Batman tries to appeal to the other guards,
Right.
and they don't.
They don't listen to
him,
him,
and they just
right.
open fire and blow him away.
like, oh, you look creepy and gross. Shoot
No,
him.
blah! So they just
You're
open
wearing
fire.
that bizarre helmet thing.
Yeah,
You're wearing
Batman
the
would never
helmet.
wear that.
You're wearing the helmet that Alfred told you not to wear. No, blah. So they're shooting at
And
him.
one of them is Alfred. I told you not to.
So Batman, his cape is Kevlar, so it's protecting him for some reason. And
Right.
Batman Who Laughs is on the other end, and he's like, ha ha ha.
Right.
And Batman grabs acid and he throws it on the plexiglass.
Huh.
And then he's like, guys, come on!
Stop,
I know
stop.
you! And he's like trying to appeal to them as Batman. You know, he's like,
Right.
come on, you guys! Like, I know you! Like, you're Sergeant so and so, and you have a kid. Ah,
And the
they're-
doll!
And they're like, don't listen to him! And like, he's wearing the visor, so he's seeing their darker impulses, where they're like,
Right.
I don't know if it's really him or not, but I'm gonna get a promotion either way.
Kill him to be safe.
Yeah. So then he dies.
This is going to be such a rager. I'm going to plow my wife later on.
Exactly. Like, I've got such an erection, yeah! So Batman dives through the hole that he made in the plexiglass. He sees the dead body of, Blackgate Warden Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He knows that his suit is, like, reinforced. So he uses his body as a shield as they shoot at him. And he's just like, okay, this isn't working.
Uh-huh.
So he calls out their names, but this time he's like, I know where you live, so-and-so. Like, here's your address. Here's where your mother lives. And they're like,
He shows them contingency Batman.
well, no, he's showing them Batman Who Laughs, but contingency.
Well,
where
yeah.
He's like, if you don't let me walk out of here, I'm going to come to your houses, and I'm going to go to your mother's place, and I'm going to freaking murder all of you. And as he's talking, and this is happening throughout this whole story, like, occasionally it's letters within the text, or it's words, but in this, as he's saying it, he's like, and I will fucking murder all of you. It becomes this, like, red, jagged Batman Who Laughs font.
Right.
And he rips the head off of Warden Bruce Wayne. He says, because I'm the goddamn Batman Who Laughs.
Yikes.
And they're like, holy shit. And then he escapes.
And the Batman Who Laughs is like,
Yay!
Wait,
Whoa!
what?
Oh, okay.
Oh, but Batman realizes, like, okay,
Yeah.
they're not listening to reason. I have to scare them.
Yeah. That's the only way out of this
Which is
right now.
Pretty baller moment.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Nice.
And look what I did!
Yeah.
The head of someone you don't know!
The head of a multiversal version of a character you'll never meet in real life.
What?
It's just a dead head. It's just a severed head. It's still scary. Don't think about it.
I'm sorry, I explained it way too much when I was ripping it off.
Yeah, I shouldn't have thought.
Part of the Batman.
Lessen the impact of it.
Yeah. Anyway, you're dead. He leaves.
All right.
So,
Cool.
you know.
All right, so Gordon's facing off
Meanwhile,
against the
Gordon and the
Robins.
So,
Robins.
yeah, Gordon's fighting the Robins. Grim Knight busts out this big, crazy
Oh, it's a big knife.
knife you would get on TV at 4 in the morning.
That's called a
It's
mini
got
sword.
a little
Yeah.
bat symbol on it.
And it's a gift that the GCPD gave Gordon for beating Batman. It's like a little trophy.
Oh.
And Grim Knight's like, I took it. Nah. He's so mad and he's so petty.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna kill you with this knife that they gave to
And
you.
now I'm gonna kill you with it.
So then the Stygian Robins get assassinated. Like they just die. Like boom, bullet
kills
to the
them?
head. Oh, James Gordon Jr.
Oh.
Jim Gordon Jr. kills alternate Robin versions of himself
Yep.
that were
Yeah.
attacking his dad.
Yes.
Okay.
So then Batman Who Laughs is holding court. He's like begging for the help from the Court of Owls.
Oh.
Why?
Batman Who Laughs is standing before them, and he's in this like crazy underground labyrinth where he's like on this platform that's like high above this like waterway, and he's like, I beseech you, Court of Owls, like, you know, I had such respect for you when I was Batman and before that, and like, and now I need, like, I have such plans for Gotham.
It's
And-
such sights to show you.
Yes, and I need your help to achieve them. So please, like, appeal to me. And the Court of Owls is like, oh, we're not going to help you. We'll ask who should make that decision? Who? Oh, the child. Yes, the youngest. Remember when we did that in the Court of Owls story?
Yeah, no,
we'll
I
ask
remember.
the child.
I assumed that like they would say no because Barbatos screwed them over.
Right?
Well,
yeah.
this
Didn't they all
isn't-
die? So
This is
anyway,
yeah.
No, we were only doing this to getting Barbatos in because he was going to help us rule, and then he slaughtered us.
oh,
Screw you!
Never mind. I guess we'll just keep doing the Court of Owls. So then the child shows up, and she's on the platform with the Batman Who Laughs, and she's in a wheelchair, and she's like, I say no. No. We will not help the Batman Who Laughs. Instead, we shall kill him. I want the Talons to kill him. Like, oh yes, the Talons. Oh, the Talons shall kill him. And the Batman Who Laughs is like, oh come on, I really thought you guys were gonna help me out. Come on, I need your help. Okay, well if you're not gonna help me, like I guess send in the Talons, and the Talons come in. And Batman Who Laughs already cut off all their arms, so they're all just limping along, like, and they're like, "Oh shit, what happened to the Talons?" And they all start to like run out of the room because they know that this isn't going to end well for them.
Right.
And he goes, "Go in through your labyrinth, but please know that I've made a few adjustments to your labyrinth." And then like the labyrinth starts to explode.
Yeah.
And they're all just starting to like die, or they're gonna get trapped in the labyrinth.
Yay.
And the little girl in the wheelchair is like, "Oh, I mean, yeah, no, I'll give you whatever you need, whatever you want." And he's like, "No, you've already given me everything I want, because all I want from the Court of Owls is to hear you all die screaming." And he kicks her off the side, and she screams to her death. And he's like, "You know, it's funny. I actually, in one reality, I thought that the Court of Owls like couldn't be beaten, so I became you. And one of me is a Talon," and that Bruce Wayne blips in.
No.
Talon Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, this should be like the deadliest Bruce
And
Wayne.
then they fight, and we don't know what happens to Talon Bruce Wayne.
Ah. Okay.
But we
don't
do
show
know
the
that Batman
resolution of
Labs
the
gets
fight.
away, so my presumption is he dies.
Yeah.
But he is such a cool design that there's no way they're going to let him be dead.
well, I
So-
mean, yeah, kind of. It's just a Talon. You're
well,
putting
no,
Bruce
he's
Wayne
got-
under it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool enough. So Batman realizes the last laugh protocol is the way to go. So he's gonna
He's gonna enact the last laugh protocol?
yes. So
Why?
he calls because Batman Who Laughs hasn't used it yet. Like Batman Who Laughs hasn't affected it yet.
Right.
He hasn't stopped him. So we got to get it started right now. So Batman sends a like tank boat to go pick up Gordon and Gordon Jr.
Okay.
And
He knows where they are?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, and he calls them on the radio, and they're like, "You can't get to us. Like, you'll need a boat or a tank or something."
Because they
He's
escaped,
like,
so they're able
I've
to
got
get to
both.
"I've got both."
How about both?
So he sends it, and it arrives in the reservoir, and they're in the Batcave.
So I've got a tank boat. It sinks immediately.
Yeah,
It should just be a submarine, I guess.
yeah. I guess it is.
Yeah,
It's a tank
it's
submarine.
yeah.
So they
cool,
arrive
it's
in the Batcave, and
Yep.
essentially, and now we have like a heart-to-heart between Gordon and Batman, because like Batman sees Gordon's like realities, and one of them is like, you're gonna like, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna win against this thing, and
He doubts him.
you'll never, and he'll die never knowing that you really know who he is.
Oh.
And then one of the voices is like, I think Batman fucked my daughter.
Oh, God, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Not
one
in this
day.
reality, thank freaking God. But like, yeah, no. But Gordon does not do it. Like Gordon doesn't tell him, "I know who you are."
Right.
Even though
Real
he's in the
Gordon
freaking
doesn't.
cave. Like we get it. We know.
Yeah.
No one ever says out loud, "Bruce,"
Right.
but Gordon knows who Batman is.
Yeah, it's just a sign of respect at this point.
Yes. So
If I call him Bruce with this freaking helmet on,
with
he
the
might kill
dumbass
me.
helmet on.
Yeah.
But Batman reveals, like, I didn't trust the Last Laugh protocol to be activated by just me. I needed the only other person who believes in Gotham as much as I do. And Gordon's like, you got it, man. I'm in.
I was talking about Alfred.
Yeah. No, Alfred does not believe in Gotham. Alfred lives in the mansion.
I still don't understand why they're doing it. Like, what is the specific threat they are trying to avoid?
That the Batman who laughs will poison the reservoir and infect all of Gotham.
He could still poison the reservoir. If
Yeah,
they
I
enact
know.
Last Laugh Protocol, he could just get in there.
Well, we'll get there. So
Like, what do they think the Batman Who Laughs plan is?
they
that's
think that
the threat to
they
Gotham.
think that Batman Who Laughs is afraid of the Last Laugh protocol being activated.
Oh.
It'll protect Gotham from him.
Why would it do that? He's already in Gotham. And he can transfer between realities and shit or whatever.
So then Batman and Gordon activate the Last Laugh protocol.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Gordon activates it, and you have to say the passphrase, which is "with new eyes." I also love it because Batman says there's a passphrase, and it's from the token, and Gordon's like, "I know it well," like with new eyes. So then Gordon activates it, and then Batman Laughs calls Batman on his hollow phone. And Gordon's like, "For God's sake, Batman, don't answer it."
Right.
Batman answers.
That would be
No,
rude.
I'm gonna answer.
And I thought what was going to happen was Batman Who Laughs, who's proven that he can impersonate Bruce Wayne, would activate the Last Laugh protocol by saying with new eyes.
Right.
But no.
Okay.
So Batman Who Laughs, like, I've been trying to get you to look at Gotham this whole time with new eyes.
Right.
I need you to look at what Gotham really is. And finally, like, and he pulls up the a three-dimensional map of Gotham, and he's looking at it, and it's like it calls back to the token that Snyder invented for the story.
Right.
And so, like, you're looking at Gotham and what it was, and it could, like, the Last Laugh protocol, when it was first founded, like, it could become its own thing to save itself.
Right.
But then, through the Batman Who Laughs and his, like, influence, Batman realizes what Gotham was built for in the 18th century. And it was built as a war city, that it wasn't meant to, like, defend itself from foreign invaders. The idea was that it was supposed to disconnect itself from everything else so that it could become a hub of war and conquest, and then it would spread out and take over everything.
Oh.
There's like hidden moorings for battleships in the harbors, and there's hidden armories all over the city that, like, Batman Who Laughs realizes that Gotham is as twisted and messed up as he is.
It wasn't like a big city that would like rove around and take things over like a giant
like
robot.
A Doom world,
Giant wheels on the bottom.
That's what I was thinking.
The Gotham is a like steampunk tank city.
Yeah, it's this awesome Robomech.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and then we could have a sequence that Scott Snyder would absolutely do, where Batman's like, it's finally time to turn Gotham City into a Batmobile. Yeah, like, no. Congratulations, you asshole. You just gave him another idea.
That won't happen, but that will be a reality, a different reality.
Yeah.
That will go
I saw
to.
that Gotham was a war city, and so all I had to do was put treads on it. You know that's coming. Now.
We set it
Damn it. Anyway, so the idea here is that, like, whatever Batman and Gordon thought Gotham was, they were wrong. Gotham is actually like a crap hole.
Well, that's what it was in the 1800s or whatever.
But it was meant to be. Like, its true foundation is.
Who cares?
and
that was 100 years ago.
Yes, but like, look at how Gotham is. It attracts mobsters and lunatics and crazy people, and
I
these people
already
live
knew
here.
that.
Well, yeah, it's because of the dark metal, right?
Well, not the dark metal, but it is like because maybe it's because like cosmically Gotham is supposed to be like a cesspool of corruption and evil, and so
Yeah, that's why Batman's there.
and Batman realizes that like the Batman Who Laughs wants the Last Laugh protocol activated so that he can poison the only water supply within Gotham and then turn everybody into like insane Batman Who Laughs versions
and then
of
Thank
use
you.
it as a hub, like
Yes,
it
to
was originally
infect
intended, to like
Earth
destroy
Prime.
the world.
Yes.
Or whatever.
In fact, that Batman Who Laughs has been making serums using the blood of all of these multiversal dark Bruce Waynes.
What?
Yeah.
What serums? What?
Oh yeah, no, the serum that he needs to build to infect all of Gotham and make them all like Batman Who Laughs.
Is based off of all of the Bruce Waynes?
Why does he need Bruce Wayne's blood?
That's what he does. There is no depth or explanation for it.
Is it just like he thinks that would be really funny?
No, it's
it
that
could be
he-
any blood.
No, it's that he needs it. Well, I think it's because of the dark energies from them because they're from the dark multiverse. I think it's also because he's using the Bruce Waynes as a visualization of like, you suck. Like, because he does ultimately point that out. Like, all these
Right.
Bruce Waynes all the Bruce Waynes that Batman Who Laughs sends into Earth Prime and kills have in common are, 1, they're Bruce Wayne. 2, they were Batman.
And they
3,
stopped.
they stopped. 4, they compromised everything that they believed in for a new, better purpose for Gotham, and they were happier. And 5, they all died.
Right.
Yeah, here, not in
Thanks
their
to
realities.
Batman Who Laughs. But like
Right.
those, so this is a visual presentation by the Batman Who Laughs to prove to Batman, like, you're actually the worst Batman in the multiverse. Because like all of them find happiness. I am the happiest Batman because I let go of all of my delusions of morality and blah blah blah. But like I'm the happiest Batman, but like you're the most unhappy Batman because you keep being Batman because you won't let it stop. Like you delusionally just dogmatically every day get up, put on your dumbass costume and punch like the 99%. Like that's not how you can affect change, and it's not how you win. How you win is you make a dumbass Cenobite mask and have Machiavellian plans that are ridiculously circuitous and have no bearing on like any future stories. So
Okay.
so
what-
Alfred is like no, Batman is the answer to everything. Like Batman is the good that came out of this. Never mind the fact that there was an event that Scott Snyder wrote like a few months prior to this story that literally says that cosmically speaking, there's a dark god that influenced you to exist only so that you could usher in the end of the world. But no, Batman's a symbol of hope. So let's have my cake and eat it too.
Right.
I want both. I want Batman to be a symbol of hope and never-ending, struggle.
Remember all the continuity I was pointing to? Ignore all of that.
Yeah, well, never mind the new continuity I just wrote like a few months ago. The other stuff is good. This is not a sequel to Dark Knight's Metal. This is a sequel to everything else that Scott Snyder
Right.
wrote.
Right.
So Batman activates the Last Laugh protocol.
He does.
Yes, he does.
Even though the
I mean, he
Joker
did
just
anyway.
told him that he wanted him
Batman
to
Who
do
Laughs.
it. Batman Who
Yeah,
Laughs.
Batman Who Laughs reveals, I want you to
Sorry.
do that. And Batman's like, yeah, no, in order to make
No,
that...
you know what? You're right.
Yeah, because,
You're,
of course...
you're making some sense.
Yeah, well, also, Alfred points out that, like, the level of blood toxicity in Batman is reaching almost critical 100%
Oh, yeah,
levels.
he's almost
There's
completely-
almost 100% Batman Who Laughs.
Right.
Oh no!
So maybe like Batman Who Laughs influence plus like the fact that he's like becoming the Batman Who Laughs. Like,
Right.
it's not that Bruce Wayne is actively being an asshole. It's that he's
Right.
like being. But no, he does activate the Last Laugh protocol.
Right.
And these drones like, they absorb the water that's now infected and they get ready to go into Gotham and infect everybody.
Right.
And Gordon is like, "What the crap, man?"
He just told you his whole plan.
Yeah, what
and
are you
you
doing?
just enacted it.
And Batman says, yes, but the fact is, 1, he was going to probably do this anyway, and 2, because I activated it, we now have, for at least a few hours, total control over Gotham City so we can find him and stop him before he enacts his plan. He was going to do the plan anyway, but now we have total control over because I've activated my own last laugh protocol, which now gives me essentially all of control over Gotham and its entire infrastructure.
I thought it was just so that it was self-contained. It didn't rely on outside sources.
It doesn't.
But also Batman controls.
And Batman. Yeah, no, like it's all self-contained from Batman.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody knows about this. So it's not like the Water Authority would have control over everything once Batman had activated this protocol. They don't even know it exists. So only Batman could control it, or else it would be friggin' chaos. People be like, what's happening? Why is everything disconnected and everything?
It's all about that.
It's like, no, I have to control it in order for it to work.
Yes.
Right.
Well, and Gordon.
Yeah.
And
Remember,
the
he knows the
commissioner.
password. Yeah. 2 people.
Yeah. And because I'm a genius, I know how the water works.
Look, he was only going to ever do it if shit really hit the fan.
That's
anyway.
right.
So
it was
then
already
in that case,
desperate
it's okay
circumstances.
for him to run everything.
Yeah.
So it's
Dark
friggin'
Knight.
It's Dark Knight. It's a more extreme version of what happens in the movie.
Yeah, where it's like we're compromising everyone's civil liberties,
but only for like a second.
Yeah, but for a minute though.
To do the
I
thing
have
that
to
we need
think
to
like
do.
the Joker in order to beat the Joker.
It's okay sometimes.
Yes. Authoritarianism is permissible
so-
in the face of supervillainy.
Okay, all right.
And
Got
Gordon's
your
going to be
message.
screaming at me and pointing his gun and yelling, "No, not this!"
Okay. All right, let's do it. How's it go down?
Oh well,
Is Gordon already infected because he got bitten by the Robins?
by the Robins?
He
No,
did get
no,
bit
they
by
don't.
that.
They don't.
It's not a zombie virus.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
So Batman enacts his plan, and so like Batman Who Laughs is in another reality where I think Bruce Wayne's mayor, and he's getting the key to the city, and he's being presented by like all of his children. Like Tim Drake's presenting the key, but he's there with Dick and Damian and Barbara. Like everybody's there.
Right.
And Batman Laughs like, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna shoot him in the face with this gun. And then Batman teleports him out of there because now Batman has access to this dark metal.
Ah.
So he teleports the Bruce Wayne out of the way of the bullet and then puts him back. And he's like, listen, Batman Who Laughs, like, I've got the biggest concentration of dark metal right now. It's under the manor. If you want it, and you want me, you gotta come meet me. We gotta have a showdown.
Right.
And Batman Who Laughs is like, okay. Meanwhile, Gordon and Junior are part of Batman's contingency as well, where he gives them access to the Bat Armory so that they can like stave off any other onslaught, like the Grim Knight and whatnot. So Batman meets up with the Batman Who Laughs outside the manor.
On the grounds.
On the grounds of Wayne Manor. So they're and you know,
Mano a mano.
mano a mano. Batman takes off the visor, doesn't need it anymore because he's done like using it.
Multiversal.
Yeah, I don't need to see all the other realities
To
and
fight
shit.
you.
I've got the whole plan figured out. I know where it's going. Okay.
And Batman Who Laughs shows up, and I love Jock's interpretation because like he just becomes more big and ridiculous and interpretive and menacing and stuff.
Yeah.
Becomes more of a monster because we're also seeing it through Batman's eyes.
Right.
So it's
And
like
he's going crazy.
Yeah. So the Batman Who Laughs is like, okay, so
The Batman Who Laughs talks a friggin' lot.
yeah, he talks
There's
too
so
much.
many pages where it's just all this red Batman Who Laughs like dialogue.
Well, the previous page, any of
monologuing.
the thought bubbles, any of the thought boxes, those are Bruce Wayne's
Right.
thought bubbles that are in his in Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah, insane thought.
But you are right. The Batman Who Laughs talks more than the Joker or anyone ever.
He will
He
not
has
stop.
for a guy
talking.
who like doesn't care. He really really cares a lot.
No, he cares the most.
He cares the most because he's like, okay, so we're gonna fight, but like the Batman Who Laughs plan is I'm gonna infect Gotham. I'm gonna fuck over the Prime universe. And the reality is like the happiest moment of my life is when I became the Batman Who Laughs. And so you're about to become that.
Right.
And once you become me, like my work is done.
Right.
So, and there can't be two of me, so I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, he's acting like that was his plan, but like that wasn't his plan. That was this Joker's plan.
But maybe it was his plan. Like maybe he knew that Joker was gonna do that, and so he made that his plan. Like you can't say it wasn't because I'm sure that Snyder would say no, it was his plan. Like because
Well, he's saying it now, so it was his plan the whole time.
bingo, that's how writing works. So.
Congratulations, you're a writer.
So,
No, I want you owls to help me. We say no. Well, I already cut the arms off all your talons.
I knew you were going to say no. Ah. Well, because I wanted you to help me by dying.
All right.
Yeah. Also, if Batman does anything physically that gets his blood pumping, he will become 100% the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh.
Batman Who Laughs reveals, like, I tried to stave it off my system. I grabbed a glass of water, and that was all it took to make me into the Batman Who Laughs. And then I slaughtered my family and everything.
Right.
Then Batman jumps in the air to fight Batman Who Laughs, but somehow he still doesn't have 100% toxicity.
Right. Well, he used a lot of that chemicals. And
Yeah,
stuff to
antitoxin.
fight it, and he
yeah.
knew it was going to happen, so he did
Yeah.
more preparation than
Right.
Batman Who Laughs did.
Yes, and Batman Who Laughs still needs one more happy Bruce Wayne and his blood in order to get the full serum he needs to infect all of Gotham.
Oh.
I was hoping it was just metaphorical.
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to use all of these happy Bruce
Well, I
Waynes
don't
to
think it
infect
needs
the
to-
water
I don't-
supply.
They do have to be happy, though.
Or do they?
They
or does
do.
he just
No,
feel
because
like it would be more fitting
No,
if
I
they
think
were?
they all have to be happy too, because of what he does to get his sixth,
Okay.
Bruce. So, James and James Jr. fight the Grim Knight, and it's cool, but it could have been cooler because here's what's going on here. James and James Jr. go into the armory, and Grim Knight's like, "Come on, Gordon, let's do this," and then they come out. And if you're like, oh my God, Scott Snyder's paying off everything that he wrote from 2011 or before till now, does this mean that Gordon's going to put on the super heavy armor when Batman died during that arc, during the DCU era? No.
Oh.
And I won't take credit for that. I remember I was reading the series with Tiffany, and she was like, God damn it.
Oh.
Instead, they're wearing Batman Beyond armor, which
What? Batman has
Wait,
Batman
why?
Beyond armor?
Lucius Fox...
Isn't that future art?
Lucius
tech?
Fox invents it in, I think, one of the first arcs of the New 52 Scott Snyder Capullo era.
Oh.
But it was too expensive to make, and it Lucius essentially says though that suit will take another 50 years to develop.
Right.
It's too expensive to make. Here's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yes. So they both wear them and then fight the Grim Knight.
Okay.
And Grim Knight has a whole thing where he's like, James Jr., you're a psychopath, and your father never believed in you, and he's going to shut down the program, and, he doesn't love you. And in fact, when James and James Jr. were, about to get dressed, James says, I know that you are a psychopath, and you're wearing a mask that, says you're a regular person, but I know you're not. And I am going to shut down the program. And then Grim Knight is like, guess what, James? He didn't love you, and he doesn't care about you, and he's going to shut down the program. And let me ask you this. Did he say something about, wearing a mask and being fake? And so you're like, oh, is James Jr. going to betray his father and join the Grim Knight? No. James stabs the Grim Knight to death with the knife that Grim Knight wants James to use to kill his father so no. But for some reason, they think there's a lot of tension in that sequence. And I'm like, that's not important right now. What is the final confrontation between the two Batmen?
Yeah.
So
No, more about this James Jr. stuff.
I saved you.
Well,
We're
it cuts
done.
back and forth.
That happens.
Yeah.
So Batman Who Laughs and Batman fight, and Batman's and Batman Who Laughs is like, who are you going to bring? Who's the Batman you're going to bring to as your ultimate weapon? Because Batman teases the idea that I've got one Bruce Wayne you can't corrupt. And he's like, who is it? And Batman brings through the young, happy Bruce Wayne from the beginning of the story, who's playing that game with his parents.
Oh.
Yeah, he runs through the portal that Batman opens up, and now he's here. 8-year-old Bruce Wayne is seeing a nightmare Batman and another night, and he's like, ah! Monsters! And Batman goes, run, Bruce, run that way! Get away from him! So you've traumatized this Bruce Wayne. We're done.
Now there's
was the
a perfect
plan?
reason for him to become Batman.
Yeah, but that was the plan. So Batman Who Laughs that was it? That was your big plan, was to show me...
Me?
a little boy? I don't care about that. Plus, you used all your energy, fighting me. Now I know you're 100% toxic, and you're becoming the happiest Batman ever, so I'm going to take your blood.
Oh.
And once the syringe I have that has been building up this blood and also measures it turns from red to green, I'll know that I have whatever.
My serum.
My serum.
It's complete.
Yep.
Whatever.
And so
Through science.
yeah, and also on the radio, Alfred's like, no, you're 100% him now.
What? According to my calculations?
Yeah, according
or-
to the blood monitor that I have that's also wireless.
Oh, yeah.
I got biometrics on you.
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
okay.
So Batman becomes the Batman Who Laughs. Batman Who Laughs is like, yay! And I've got it. I've got my syringe. And I can make everything. And now I don't need you anymore. Or you don't need me anymore. So Batman Who Laughs takes his like machine gun. He points it in his own head. He's like, this is it. Like, it's going to be beautiful. And Batman is like, yes, brother, it is. I promise. I'm going to carry on in your legacy. And Batman Who Laughs is like, wait a minute. And then he shoots Batman in the shoulder. And then he goes, you have like Wayne Tech and stuff. This is a Wayne Tech syringe. You're using like a transmitter. And he like fixes it and it turns red and it's like, you're not 100% tox. Like, what the crap? You should be by now, but you're not. And I don't know why, but I'll get to the bottom of it after I friggin' kill you.
Right. Okay.
What?
So
Yeah.
Grim Knight and Gordon are fighting. Grim Knight, of course, like sticks Gordon into like the water supply. He's like, "Come on, drink it in, so you can become crazy."
Right.
And then James Jr. like stabs Grim Knight to death.
Oh.
So he's dead.
That's that.
And then
I
saves his
like the
father.
fact that Junior still has that scar in his eye from where he got stabbed.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't see it earlier in the book, and I thought it was
No,
just
it was
taken
always
off.
there.
because he had the glasses on the
Yeah.
whole time,
Yeah,
but
the
because he had to
glasses
take them
kinda
off to wear
obscured
the
it.
Batman Beyond costume.
That's awesome.
So he's like, okay, well, if I can't use your blood, I'll still get the little boy. So then Batman Who Laughs chases after young Bruce Wayne
Right.
through the Wayne Garden.
Yeah, but young Bruce Wayne isn't happy anymore. He's faced with like two
He's
nightmare
horrified.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're close enough. So then he chases after him, and then Alfred shows up with his patented shotgun.
Yay.
And he's like, I'm done with you, demon. Boom. But we get the Terminator 2 moment where he shoots him 3 times, and
Yeah.
then click. Mm-hmm. And Batman laughs like, you could have killed me, old man, but you didn't. If only you'd had enough buckshot to blow me away. Oh,
Right.
well. You know, and then I'll tell you another long, boring story, because that's all I do, about how...
Let me monologue for you.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he does. He basically says, like, Alfred, in my reality is you. Like, essentially, I don't kill you, and then I, like, torture you until you go crazy, and now you're my most loyal, faithful servant. And Alfred's like, well, I don't give a shit about that, because, like, I'm Alfred, and I don't care about the multiverse. So... if you go near this boy, though, I will blow your freaking head off. And then Batman shows up, and he's fighting Batman Who Laughs, and Batman Who Laughs is like, what the crap is going on here? Why aren't
Yeah.
you me yet? And then a bunch of machine guns pop out of the ground, and they fire at Batman Who Laughs, but they're not machine guns, they're grapple guns, and they fire into Batman Who Laughs and keep him like stuck there, and they're also electrically charged, so they start blasting him with electrical energy.
Oh, and they're also made of dark metal, so they like tether him to this reality.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so he's like, ah, like, oh no, you're defeating me. And then Batman grabs the headstone of his mother, and he just starts wailing on Batman Who Laughs.
What? Where did he get that?
right
He's in
there.
his
They're in
reality.
the-
He
yeah.
pulled young Bruce Wayne into his reality.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the Waynes are buried on the family plot here
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
on the grounds. So Batman's wailing on the Batman Who Laughs with his mother's headstone, and now he's starting to really like descend into being the Batman Who Laughs. And he's
Yeah.
like, you know what? You're right. Like, this is my happiest moment. I'm having a blast. This is great. Thank you so much.
Oh, and then he throws up the horns.
No horns.
No
we're
horns.
done with that.
Thank
That would be silly. So then, as Batman is about to like bash in the head of the Batman Who Laughs, the Joker shows up.
Oh, yay.
And he goes, hey, Bats, you're welcome. And he shoots Batman. That doesn't really kill him because, you know, there's still Batman books after this. So
Right.
then we get, like, the end of it. And the idea here is that, like, they deactivated the drones and saved all of Gotham. And Batman entombs the Batman Who Laughs in a prison underneath the Hall of Justice. So that's what they dealt with the Batman Who Laughs.
Well,
How did they not turn Batman into full Joker, Batman Who Laughs Batman?
Right. Well, it's like a week later. And Alfred and Batman sum up the story for you.
Right.
And
That's the worst ending. I'm sorry.
common.
Just show it to me.
No.
Don't
No.
explain it to me afterwards. Finish the book.
Well, because that's really
No,
boring to
the story
see,
was
so we got to
supposed
do it
to-
as fast as possible, which is someone explaining it.
the book was solicited to be 6 issues, and it ended with 7 issues.
Oh, wow.
And like around issue 5, they changed the numbering. It was literally like issue 1 through 4, it's Part 1 of a 6-issue miniseries, Part 2 of a 6-issue miniseries, Part 5 of a 7-issue miniseries. I'm like, whoa, you just gaslighted me. But like, it already got an extra issue. We don't have time for another issue.
Right.
I don't know
just
why,
have to say
because
it
like,
as fast
no
as
one's
possible.
not going to buy 8 issues of this series.
Well, I had to put the Court of Owls in there, and that was time.
And
And
Grim
then
Knight.
I had to put Grim
once
Knight
you reach
and all
the
these
climax
things.
of the story, you can't then like have another story. You got to wrap it up as fast as you possibly can,
Yes, if
or
the
it's Lord of
climax-
the Rings.
They knocked out the young Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
and they used his blood as a cure for Batman's infection.
So we drained him of all his blood and gave it to
No,
him.
they just
Essentially,
needed a sample.
Essentially, I think they did like a transfusion of some kind.
Right.
But they waited like a week or two to see if it was purged from Batman's system, and he still has like occasional like red letters in his text balloons.
Yeah.
But he is 100% like back to normal. Alfred reveals that after they wake up young Bruce Wayne and send him back to his other reality, he also begs young Bruce to not go to the theater when his parents offer to take him to see Zorro.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I'm sorry, Bruce. I couldn't help myself.
That's
So there's one reality where
right.
Bruce Wayne never becomes Batman. But he is tormented by nightmare versions of Batman who scare him, knock him out, and steal his blood. So Batman then...
That's amazing.
So Batman then recounts that like the reason why he was able to stave off full infection was because Joker must have, and then Joker reveals this by saying, "You're breaking my heart," that the Joker, after seeing the Batman Who Laughs, altered the chemical composition of the heart-killing serum
Yeah.
so that Batman would have a fighting chance of beating it.
I see. So he
Like
made
a-
it less potent.
He made it less potent, and he told Batman that by constantly saying, "You're breaking my heart," because a heartbreaker is
A money taker.
it's a dream maker, if you will. And there's a lot of like references to comedians and jokes and like words for jokes.
Right.
But apparently a heartbreaker is a joke that takes too long to get going.
Oh.
And so it was his way of telling
okay.
Batman, like, I've infected you with something that will take longer than it should, so
Right.
you'll be able to overcome it.
Okay,
Thanks
that's
for
kinda
that
clever.
riddle.
So then,
Well, it's at least it's about comedy.
yeah,
and he's
but
the Joker.
Alfred's like, Bruce, but wait, and Batman's like, listen, Alfred, like, you're the best. Like, you saved me, you believed in me, you love me. You're basically my dad. Like, and
Yeah.
I care about you. And Alfred's like, I checked your level of toxicity. There is no altered composition. You had the full Joker toxin in you. Joker did not do that.
all that stuff about the
All that stuff about the Heartbreaker?
that wasn't
no,
real.
it wasn't real. Joker told you that so that he could steal your greatest triumph from you. That,
Which was like fighting the.
which was fighting off this. That the fact is, the reason you didn't become the Batman Who Laughs is because you're Batman. That you Batmaned your way out of it. That like you're not the worst Batman, you're the Batman.
What?
Yeah, so it's like. That's. I have very mixed feelings about that.
Yes, that's
That's
why I was
like-
like, I want to get this right because I like it.
Yeah, that's a very
Ultimately, I
nice
like it.
sentiment.
Yes. But it's also so cliche that he's like, the power was within you the whole time.
Yeah.
You
well-
hoped enough.
Well, and
Again!
also, so the Batman Who Laughs, like,
Is a weaker Bruce Wayne.
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's a different,
But I like
crappier
that.
Bruce Wayne.
I'm fine with that because fuck the Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah,
he's a
he
dumb
sucks. Yeah, and Batman should have been able to not become that.
character. Yes.
So it's got to be something messed up about him and crappier about him.
I mean, just say that he pumped himself so full of toxin, like he had the preparation and the knowledge ahead of time that he's
not-
just like, I took enough
Yeah.
antitoxin.
no, there has to be something better about our Batman.
Yeah, no.
That's it.
You're
It's
reading
his
about the best
preparation.
Batman.
Nope, he's cosmically
No,
the
he's
best
like
Batman.
he fights it harder.
Yeah. Oh, and the idea here is that like the
So
other
it's psychosomatic because
Yeah.
he believed he could fight it off because the Joker fooled him into thinking
Well,
that
and he
could.
also did
Well, that's
use
true.
like chemicals and
Yeah.
serums and stuff.
He also had a leg up over the Batman who
Yeah.
laughs when he initially transformed. But also, we're talking about Prime Earth Batman. We're not talking about Earth 22 of the Dark Multiverse Batman.
Yeah, that Batman is crappier.
He sucks. Like
That's why you're not reading about him.
But that Batman could like kill Superman and the entire Justice League and team up with like the Dark God of the multiverse, but he also lost.
But he also can't beat our Batman.
Yeah, and
won't win,
Batman's superpower is that Batman always wins.
Well, that's every superhero superpower.
Well, it's funny
Well.
you should say that because like I think that too.
I don't like going back and saying, it's a week later, thank God. Let me just expose.
We're not
all
done.
of- Oh my God, what?
No. There's
Gordon
more. There's several
reveals
more
that
pages.
he's gonna keep the program going for James Jr.
Oh, that's nice.
He's like, I'm sorry, I love you. And then the story ends with Gordon like roaming the streets and one of his like fellow cops being like, hey, Jim, you okay? You don't look so good. And he goes, no, I've never been better. And he is altered because of the interaction with the serum. And so he is presumably the Gordon who guffaws or whatever.
What?
He
When did he get the what?
When Grim Knight held him underwater.
Oh, he actually did.
He actually did.
I thought he held his breath or
Yes,
whatever.
yeah, that's what you're supposed to think because like that would be a complete story. This
Yeah, the horror continues.
in
in
Batman Superman #1, written by Josh Williamson, on sale now. Get fucked. But no,
What
yeah.
happens with Batman Who Laughs? They got him chained up in this friggin' thing?
Yeah, he's under the Hall of Justice, but he'll escape and then become another fucking villain again.
Yeah, no, we didn't kill him.
No,
Nope,
of
can't
course
kill him.
not,
Got to
yeah.
make it because he's too profitable.
Well, maybe you could send him back to his reality or whatever. I guess that's worse. Then he'd get away there.
Well,
You
and
got-
he'll just come up with another solution.
Yeah.
Like he'll just
What do they
Yeah,
put him in?
final
What is
solution.
happening here?
yeah. It's like anti-grav thing.
Why is there like a bar through his mouth?
Yeah, because it's scary.
It's so we can't speak.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's because we're pretty messed up in the Hall of Justice.
We
like
kept
to
the
He's
torture
gross.
people.
we kept the spike helmet on him though.
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
different spike helmet,
It's
right?
above
It's
him though. You can
pointier.
see his. No, that's just. They just felt like.
Oh, it's stylistic.
Interpretive.
Stylistically supposed to be that way.
Yeah, exactly. The art's great.
The art
Yeah, it
is
is
fantastic.
fantastic.
I kind of wish that James Gordon Jr. had a different role to play.
Yeah, he
it
didn't
wasn't
really
just
do anything.
It wasn't just him teaming up with his dad to fight off the Grim Knight.
Yeah.
Well, what would he do though?
Yeah, but he wouldn't do anything. But I want to
Well,
use
then I guess
him.
he shouldn't be in the
so,
book.
Yeah,
But that's
I
the whole
wanna use
point.
him.
If he's a psychopath and he's supposed to be crazy,
Yeah.
have him deal with the Batman who laughs.
Right. Well,
Well,
I
yeah,
take
Like, have him go
but,
to the
like, I
lengths
wanna-
that Batman won't go to
I wanna-
to get rid of him.
But I also want to show that, like, no, but like his rehabilitation is working.
yes, but I also don't want to do that because no one's going to use a rehabilitated James Gordon Jr. So he has to be unrehabilitated later. So why not just not do that? Like, how about instead you do the story where James Jr. isn't rehabilitated and he is a psychopath, and so he can predict what the Batman Who Laughs is going to do, but he still loves his father and he finds the strength within himself to protect and defend his father. And it makes it more complicated for Gordon instead of him being on magic drugs that lets him love him again. That's it. See you next week.
Weird question. So, there's a master bedroom in the Wayne Manor,
Right.
which was obviously his parents. Does he sleep in that
I
now?
think he does. I know in Batman Begins, he refuses to stay in the master bedroom. He stays in his old room. Yeah. So it was kind of cool. And Michael Caine, of course, is like, that's your room now, Master One. But
That'll never be my room.
yeah, I think that in the comics, certainly in the cartoon, he's an adult. He's like, this is the biggest room. It's got a bathroom in it. I'm definitely taking this room.
Right? Why wouldn't I?
The
That'd
fact
be
is,
weird if I didn't.
He doesn't normally sleep anywhere because Batman doesn't sleep. So
Right, of course.
you know, my guess is he probably sleeps the most in the chair in the Bat computer when he just literally succumbs to fatigue in the bat suit.
That's when Alfred hooks
be
up an
honest, that's
IV
where he
and
sleeps.
feeds him intravenously.
Yes, exactly. Here's some Vichy Soir, just intravenous.